aloha e.
To be one with the ocean, to flow with it as it flows through you and around you. It is a gift from the ocean, a gift to those who decide to enter into a canoe and become a part of the Hawaiian Outrigger Canoe paddling experience. Polynesian voyagers sailed through the Pacific, discovering and forming the Polynesian Triangle, encompassing Hawaii in the north, Aotearoa in the south, and Rapa Nui to the east, an area almost twice the size of the continental United States by the year 1000 AD. Polynesian voyagers settled in Hawaii in 800 AD. Canoes were used for fishing, racing, surfing, inter-island travel, and warfare. In 1790, large double-hull canoes called peleleu were used by Kamehameha for the conquest and unification of the Hawaiian Islands. Built from the native Hawaiian wood koa, Hawaiian outrigger canoes can move and flow through some of the roughest channels in the world. Races held in pre-contact Hawaii were usually between two canoes, and the outcome for the loser could include the loss of land or one's life. In the 1820s, missionaries new to Hawaii succeeded in suppressing the sport, where they found gambling and a half-naked dress of paddlers objectionable. It wasn't until 1875 when King David Kalakaua, on His Majesty's birthday, revived the sport. The first regatta exclusively held for canoe racing was on the island of Hawaii in 1933. In 1952, the first men's Moloka'i Hoi was held, a 41-mile canoe race from the island of Moloka'i to Oahu. And in 1958, a young 17-year-old Hawaiian paddler named Joseph Nappy Napoleon entered his first Moloka'i Hoi. Nappy already had been paddling competitively since 1952. This began what is one of the most incredible and enduring streaks in water sports history, for in 1999, Joseph Nappy Napoleon competed in his 43rd consecutive Moloka'i Hoi race. What you will learn from Nappy is a tradition and knowledge handed down to him from generations of Hawaiian paddlers about the sport and culture of outrigger canoe paddling. Steersman, paddler, coach, and legend, Nappy Napoleon will share with you his knowledge, wisdom, and insight into one of the oldest sports in history, Hawaiian outrigger canoe paddling.
Hello everybody, my name is Nappy Napoleon. Let's start learning about the part of the canoe. First thing, this is our Hawaiian canoe made out of koa wood. It's one giant log, okay? This is the hull of the canoe. This is the gunnels. And then you have the mano, back mano there, and the front mano. And on the front mano, you have the water shield. And this is the yakus. Goes out to the armor. And what we do, we attach the yakus to the armor. And we have cords out here, which we call kaula in Hawaii. Then you go back here, you got the yakus attached to the canoe. You have the Y over here, where you tie the yakus to the Y. And then you have the seat. And under the seat, you have the pepeao. You put the seat right on the pepeao. And then, of course, we have the paddle. This is where we say where the menehune sit down. This is a kind of special place. The reason why they have this piece here, when they cut the log in a mountain, they make a big hook over here. What they do, they tie that rope over the kaula, they tie them over, then they lower it down the hill or they drag it down the hill. And then when they build this canoe, then they make it a little smaller, so when we as kids, we used to say, oh, that's where the menehune sit down. Canoeing is getting to be a big thing, practically well, all around, I think around the world now, starting to paddle canoe. So I kind of want to share what I learned from the old timers way back. There's room to share in canoe paddling. I don't think there was much about Hawaiian canoe style of paddling techniques and all of that, so that's why I want to share with everybody out there, all you folks out there. Now we're talking about techniques. It's very important every paddler needs to have the same technique so the canoe can move through the water faster. now, first thing you do when you get in a canoe, you sit on the seat, of course, but you don't want to be too comfortable on the seat. You want to move a little bit forward where you get your weight on your leg. If you're on the left side, you got your left leg out, your right leg in a little bit, but always brace alongside the canoe. When you change sides, your right leg out. When you paddle on your right side, your left leg, but always brace the sides, okay? Now we're going to work on our left side, okay? Now we're doing our dry land practice over here, okay? So now when the captain says reach out, this is what they call reach out. You hold your paddle up, you're looking down your arm, tilt your shoulder a little bit, and on the top, bend just a little bit, you bend. You can see your blade going out when you bend the top, get a little more reach out there. Okay, now from here, remember you always relax when you're reaching out, okay? Now when you're going to pull, they say pull, what you do, you don't pull. You bend down in the water, your blade go right in, you come up, you start pulling the bottom hand, your top hand just guide the top of the paddle right alongside the boat, right to your seat. This hand come right in here, okay? Take the paddle out, you recover again, you're out of the water recovering, you pose up there again. Now what you do now, like I said, you bend down in the water, you blade in the water, you start coming up, push with your leg, you back coming up, pull the bottom, top hand, just guide the top of the paddle and then bring them right alongside here. This is how we want to paddle. Bending forward, your blade goes in the water. As your body is coming up, you pull the blade at the same time. You come back, you push up with your legs. Now what we do is we're going over to the right side, we let it go to the top, lift the paddle over, grab the bottom, up again, reaching out again, posing out there, down. Remember you stay tilting, you're looking that way, your body's tilting that way, you come up, bring your body out, pull the bottom end, guide the top end right alongside the canoe, okay? Recovery, up again, you're looking right down, looking forward from here, down, up, straight back, okay? We're going back to the left now, you let it go to the top end, right hand, bring the paddle over, switch your legs, grab the bottom, slide up again, posing up there again, down, and then up again, pull your bottom hand, your top hand guiding the top of the paddle, okay? Now what happened, your bottom hand is a little too low, so when you slide them up a little bit, okay? Just about 5-6 inches away from this blade here, okay? Out the water, recovery, always feather your blade now. Don't go this way because the wind going to be hitting your blade, your blade going to be flipping around, so cut the wind, up again, down, and pull straight back. Now we're going to talk about timing. Putting the blades in together, going over together, rhythm. Going forward, you inhale, coming back, you exhale. This is a common mistake paddlers make. They pull the blade down and slap the water. Here they lift up and break their arm. Instead of pulling a full stroke, they pull the paddle out of the water before it reaches their seat. From this angle, you can see the blade come out of the water before it gets to the seat. Here the top hand stays in the center of the canoe rather than outside of the gunnels. This angle causes the paddle to hit the top of the gunnels. Here the body isn't twisted. The paddle is being pulled too far back. If you're not twisting and you pull back too far, you're losing the power of your stroke. Come straight alongside the boat, you guide your bottom end pulling right alongside the canoe, right alongside your blade coming back, your top hand follow through. You see the blade straight up this way. When you pull straight, your boat shoots forward. When you come side sweep, you get tendency of moving the front to the right when you sweep in this way. So right alongside, okay? Then another way is when they're reaching out, they don't put the blade in the water out there. To put them in, you gotta bend down. A lot of guys, they hold their hand high so they don't have to bend, they just put them in. You don't wanna do that. You wanna put right in, come up and pull straight back. Out there, not slapping the water inside here. Reach out there and slap the water. You wanna put them in out there. To put them in out there, you gotta bend, bring your body up and pull the blade. Seat one, you're the guy that set the pace of the canoe. You set the stroke, short stroke, and long stroke. Here, seat one is giving us an example of a short stroke. The bottom hand is coming out before the seat. Now when the captain says reach out, you reach out. when you're starting on a sprint race, you start short first. One short, then the next one a little bit longer, two, and then your third one you lean in, you bending down. This is what they call reaching out when you're on your long stroke. Your bottom end straight out, you're about 5 inches away from this part of the blade, and then your top end just a little bend.
At the start of the race, you start short on the first stroke, little longer on the second stroke, and normal on your third stroke. Every stroke is a hard pull.
When you're going to pull, you're down in the water, technology on bend. From here, you push with the leg, push up, bring you back up, pull the bottom hand, and your top hand come down a little bit, and then right till here.
Let's take a look at this. On the left side, the top hand should be coming to the shoulder level. Your bottom hand coming out at your seat. My hand is going a little too far back.
When you're reaching forward, you tilting in this way, your arm low, your bottom shoulder low, your top shoulder high. From here, down, you come up and you start twisting, and then you pull the blade.
Here's a good example. She's reaching. Her body is twisting, her top hand is coming back. The only thing, if it were windy, she would have to fan her blade more.
Every time you feel a boat want to go, you go. When the boat's slow, you slow down and then put a little more effort in the stroke. Sometimes when the canoe don't move, the reason why, because everybody's tired. So you got to know that thing. When they're tired, you got to know that. So he slows down, let him breathe a little bit more, and then when you feel the boat want to go, then he start picking up the stroke again. Now we're at C2. Okay, C2's job is to follow number one. And that's a hard seat because he or she cannot see the paddle. Like if you was in number 4 seat, you can see the paddle in front of you to follow. But now you got to follow number one, which is kind of hard. So more or less you kind of watch out. That's why I say when you're paddling, if everybody have the same technique in paddling, reach out. When they bend, you know the paddle going in the water. So that's more or less how you figure out that when the number one bend, you bend, you paddle automatically in the water, down, come up, pull.
For example, number 2 is following number 1 good. Twisting her body, reaching forward, pulling right by her seat.
Plus you got to call the changes, okay? Changes vary. Some they go 12, some go 15, some go 20. Whatever is good for your crew. Here's what we're doing now. Reaching out, down, pull. Reach out, down, pull. Now we're gonna make a change. Reaching out, down, right there you go, hut. Okay, the next change, you take one more stroke, down, it's another hut. Then you let it go your top hand, switch your legs, paddle coming over the boat. As it's coming over, you grab the bottom, slide your hand on the top, you getting ready for your pose again, then you down in the water again, and then back.
They said seat 3 and 4 are the powerhouse, but everybody has to put power in their strokes. Everybody has different jobs, but they all have to work together. 3 follow 1 and 4 follows 2. In rough conditions, 3 and 4 watch the armor when they're stroking on their left side. Remember, seat 3 and 4 have to reach out as far forward as they can. As you're reaching out, you twist your body. Place your blade as far forward in the water. Bring your body up and pull back as hard as you can. Seat 5 has the same job as 2, 3, and 4 in techniques in pulling the paddle. Seat 5 should also know a little about steering, how to kahi and poke paddle on the left or right to help seat 6 in the race where there are waves or rough conditions.
Okay, steering is a kind of difficult job. You're the guy that boss on the canoe, control the canoe, the speed, the timing, the strokes per minute. You got to make sure that everybody is in tune. Number 2 is following 1, 3 is following 2, and so on. That's the steersman job. Good steersmen, they always talk to a crew. My job when I talk to my crew, I always be honest with the crew. You tell them how they're doing, and if they're off timing, you tell who's off timing. A lot of steersmen, they yell, timing is off, but nobody know whose timing is off. So that's part of your job. You gotta tell them who's off timing. The more you paddle when you steer, the better off for the crew. Now you're paddling, you're going forward. In, pull straight back, okay. Going down, straight back. Now you wanna turn, you can just, this is what they call poke paddle. You put the blade in the water, tilt them a little bit inside here, the pressure hits the water, the paddle on this side, and then you're going to feel a thing, a little pressure. Then you can pull in. While you're pulling in, you watch your front. Your boat turning to your left. When you're satisfied where your boat going, you take your paddle out, then you paddle again, forward, back, okay? If you want to go to the left, they kind of reach out to the right, pull inside, and turn the boat to the left. You want to go to the right, you go on the left side, go on the side, same like here, out this way. You pull in, and your boat will turn to the right. So what you do is maybe pull 1 or 2 strokes and you're paddling straight. Then pulling your paddle in the water on a drag, and then paddling about 3, 4, or 5, you're only dragging the paddle. What they do is you can just pull 1, 2 strokes and then back in your normal paddling position. You gotta kind of read your canoe. You gotta watch your front. Always when you steer, you're looking down the canoe. You're not looking any other place. Left or you're watching down so you can see how your boat moving. This is your canoe and you just line out here. You know, you always can follow, you know, don't go this way or that way. What I usually do is I count the strokes they're paddling. Sometimes you poke and take a little while before your boat come over. So you count 1, 2, 3. Anything after 3, you poke and paddle too long. So what you like to do is maybe 2, 3, then you take your paddle out and start paddling again. Okay, you gotta remember, you wanna turn to the right, you poke on your right, down, out, and pull in. And then out again, then pull in. You wanna go to the left, poke on your left side, down, in the water, and bring them in. You can tell when your paddle is holding, because soon you put your paddle in the water, the pressure hits the paddle, then she'll hold tight, then you can bring your blade in the water. Now, when you're paddling and trying to steer, you're paddling, your boat is, you want your boat to go to the left. What you do is you start reaching out on your right and pull in. But most time what they do, they just gradually kind of more on this angle, pull this way, slowly bring them out. But if you want to go real fast, then you gotta this straight out and pull them in, then it'll turn much faster. But if you want them gradually, then you just move a little bit more this way and slowly bring them, turn the boat to the left. You want to go to the right, same thing, you do the same thing. Reach on the left, pull in, your boat will turn right. If you want to gradually bring them, then you just move more this angle and then pull slowly and paddle at the same time. Okay, common mistakes that steersmen usually make. Usually, they're not watching where they're going when they're steering. Okay, that's the most important. Watch where you're going. Okay, and the next thing is you got to be honest with your crew. Whatever happening, if you're in front of your opponent, you one boat that hit in front, be on, tell them one boat. Don't tell them that, oh, come on, you're way behind, you know what I mean? You want to be honest with them, tell them the position, they feel much better that way. Usually when we teach a beginner how to steer, we show them how to poke paddle, okay? Poke paddle, like I was explaining, you put your paddle in alongside the boat, tilt the blade inside where the pressure of the water hit there, then you grab, then you just turn. And then we teach them how to always find something to go, follow, something mark out in the ocean or inland where you can go. But usually a lot of time, if your canoe going, this is your flag, this is your canoe, they go oversteer, what they call it, they go too much this way, then they gotta make correct and come this way. So that's very important, like I say, you look down your canoe and make sure your nose is going where you wanna go. When your boat starts to turn, when you come into the right, you poke and you turn your boat. When your boat's starting to turn, then you take your paddle out. And you let, as the boat slowly turn, what you can do is start paddling. But when you're learning, you just keep your paddle aware where the boat going. When the boat just about passing the center line or your flag, you be ready on the opposite side so you can steer. Then when your boat starts to turn again to wherever you want them, you take your paddle out. You always watch your armor and you watch your buoy. Watch your armor. Plenty guys, they watch the boat, and then when they start turning, they misjudge, they bang the buoy with their armor out there. So what you do when you steer, you always watch your armor and watch your buoy. You want to bring your armor close to your buoy. In other words, if you brace, this is your buoy, you're going down, and then you're coming on, you come back this way. You want to kind of get your turn a little bit wide, but when you start to turn, you want your armor just touching your flag, and then make your turn come up. In other words, you don't want to pass your flag and paddle on another 5-6 feet longer in the race, okay? So how you going to bring them around? You watch your armor, you watch your flag as you paddling. Then when you want to turn, you're ready to turn. That's when number one is going to uni, number two is going to reach out. At the same time, you're going to be back here. Okay, but the only thing, the difference is, number one is more straight this way, but you're going to be back here, trying to turn the boat back here. Further back you get, the boat turn faster now. Further forward you get, your boat don't turn that fast. So you want to get back here and go this way, in and out. Only thing you could be doing that on your left side because you're making a left-hand turn, in and out, okay? That's it, just like this. Alongside the boat, pull and around, pull, around, maybe 3, 4, and then you're off. There's a certain deal on when you're coming around the turn, your boat gonna swing by itself. When your boat turn by itself, that's when everybody yells straight ahead. Remember, you don't come completely around your turn. Completely around your turn, then your boat, like I said, you just like oversteering, then you have to turn back to your different course. So as your boat start to turn, then everybody start pulling the boat out so you don't have a dead stop. Okay, in a sprint race, we make turns. So here's how the number one gotta know what to do, how to uni. Uni means you put your boat, your paddle alongside like how you steer a canoe, kind of brace with your elbow inside here, and then your hand on the top, and you just pull this way. The pressure of the water hit the paddle, and then you turn this way. You pull out that way now. Plenty of mistakes what they do when they uni, they go this way, so they're holding back the boat. What you want to do is hold on this way. Go this way, then your boat goes to your left. So now you're paddling, then they're going to say uni, you finish your stroke, you slide your paddle up, right in there, and then you kind of brace your elbow. Sometimes the paddle slide away from you, but this way you got them locked in, and from here you just uni this way. Then go 1, come inside, 2, 3. A lot of guys, when they do that, then they jump over on the left and they pull the boat over. But usually, as a steersman, usually when your boat turning, all you got to do is paddle straight because they don't go completely around. Another way of turning a boat, instead of union, you can jump on your left side, and you on the left, your blade is this way. You put them in the water like almost like you're paddling forward, but you're paddling out toward your left, toward your arm, and pulling your boat around. As you're paddling, then when they say, okay, going around, just jump over and then out, leaning out there and put the bait in the water and pull them. Pull them like underneath the boat. You can see the paddle underneath, this way. Not slapping the boat. Some guys, they slap the boat, but what you do is you get down, you pull them almost under the boat. What number two gotta do is when you're making a turn, you gotta be sure that number one is on the right, so he can do his uni when it's time to do the uni, okay? So you make sure number one is on the right. Now, you get a better view of the flag. You get a better view of the flag than the steersman. So what you gotta do, usually the steersman follows short, but on this situation, the best thing is this. Number two, start pulling in the boat, start turning the boat, okay? So when you down, pull, when you see just about clear the flag, then what you do is take your paddle out and you reach toward the armor in the water, then pull right underneath the boat.
Here's a normal approach to the flag. Sometimes the steersman misjudge the turn, and this is where C2 can help by not doing the kai to avoid bearing the flag. As you position in the canoe, you really got to uni real hard. Count 1, 2, 3. Then when you feel a boat turning by itself, tell everybody paddle straight ahead. Now we're loosening up, going out there early so we can get in position on the flag, on the start. Now the yellow flag is up, waving. Red flag, go. Here we're going now. Okay, now we're pulling out fast, hard. On the start, little short, then we're on a long stroke, going down. Now we're about lengthening out now. Everything long and hard now, long and hard stroke. Now we start in our turn, getting in position. Stay a little to the right because we want to come out close to the flag coming out of the turn. Okay, we start in the turn. Now number 6 is starting to uni. 3, 4, and 5 easy. Number 1 is uniing. Number 2 is reaching out. Straight ahead now. Now they're going to pick up 3 fast changes. 3 fast hard changes going out. Now we're about the middle, we're lengthening out. Now we're coming for the finish. And then now is the part where everybody got to kick hard, kick real hard just to finish hard.
The difference when you are in rough water and smooth water. Smooth water, you don't have to do too much of this poke paddle steering. You do more paddling, and if you want to turn, you don't have to poke. You can just reach out and pull in 1 or 2 and paddle it. Okay, that's a smooth water racing. When you're in rough water, you kind of get swells, your boat start running left, so you kind of, it's hard to hold them. Once your boat start running one way, it's hard to paddle this way. It's going to take too long to bring your boat where you want to, so you usually do. You're going to take notice, a lot of steersmen, they do a lot of, this is what I say, steering, a lot of paddle. They're going to do a lot of, not too much paddling. But the good steersmen, they do more paddling if they can in a rough water. When you're steering in rough water, well, just like catching a wave, you can feel a swell lifting your boat up. So when a swell lifts your boat up, that's when you got to push the guys for get a little bit more peppy on the stroke just to get down on a surge on a wave. Then once you start rolling down, then you can ease off a little bit, ride it as far as you can, then you got to start working hard again.
Now we're going to talk about changes. What you want to do is stay close to the canoe. The steersman going to try to stay close to you. So what you do is grab the gunnels, lift up, throw your back end inside the seat, your legs, grab your paddle and paddle. Now we're going to try getting in the boat, but nobody's getting up. Grab the gunnels, lift up, swing your back end in, your legs, grab your paddle, and you start paddling. Here's another shot in slow motion. Okay, grab, you lift up, swing the back end in, your legs, grab your paddle. This time we're doing little speed, which they're in the canoe and they're going to try to get out of the canoe and in the canoe. Okay, grab your paddle and start paddling. Then you got to get back in rhythm again. Everything is rhythm timing. See all that white water from that paddle pulling hard? Now we're going to try a little slow motion in changeover. And how many counts it takes them to get paddling back again. The steersmen usually count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Took them 5 paddles before they all got into the same rhythm again. Okay, now here we're going to try, they're going in 3 and 4. So now you got to watch the yuckos when you get in a canoe. Same procedure, you grab, up, over, in, grab your paddle again, then back into rhythm again. This is one way you don't want to change, by hooking your leg, because you can get hurt by going over and it takes too long to get in a canoe. So that's a bad change. Now I'll tell you why. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 strokes took him before they start rolling again. Okay, now you're getting in position again. Here we go, over and up in the boat. Grab your paddle and then start getting in rhythm again. Here's another change here. Get your legs moving underwater to help you kick your body up at the same time you pull it. Okay, my friend Carl and I are going to show you how to tie the canoe up. Remember, when you tie the canoe up, you got to make them real tight, because you don't want that thing be shaking in the ocean. Here's how you start. You go around the Y,
Pull all the cords out like this, how you see on the screen. Then you got to go over the yakus, and you go into the hole. When you go in the hole, then you come around and go over the yakus again, and then back in the hole again. Take notice, you see the blocks on the right side. The block is to balance your canoe. You can tilt them in and keep your arm up. When you put your weight in, then you can come out level. So that's what you want to do. The way you tie the front, that's the same way you tie the back. Okay, see, go over, under, in the hole, around again. Then you go round and pull real tight. Just like this. Okay. Then you make a square knot over there. And then you all power. Now we're going to tie the arm to the yakus. Usually under the yaku, they put a rubber tube under there. Cross over on the top, you go through the hole, pull all the extra out there, and you on the top again, crisscross, and then you keep repeating the process again. And then what you do is you go round and round and pull a slack, and then make sure you get them all tight. Now it's all power. While we're paddling, when the armor go over, means in other words, huli means when we turn over. The paddle's floating all around, so what we usually do is give the paddles to number 5. So while number 5 holding the paddles, the steersman position his canoe. Like how the swell go, you want to get him in the middle, so when you get the boat upright, you be doing this. If you got him this way, a long way, water just fills in the canoe and you down again. So here's what we do. We're upside down now. We position our canoe. Then here's what we do. Number 2, number 4, lift the armor straight up in the air. Keep the armor in the air. Then on 3, we go 1, 2, 3. We all go underwater. And even the guy that holding up the yaku goes underwater a little bit. And then we all lift up and push to the side. Drop the armor down. So this is the canoe. When you lift them up, water comes out. You push them sideways. You drop them down. You got a little water, maybe half full with water. So what you do now is number 4, jump in, grab the bucket, start bailing. Number 6, keep that position of the canoe in the swell. The rest of the guys hold the armor down to keep the canoe level. You don't want them up so water coming to the boat, so you pull it down so the thing is level and you bail out the water. And then when you get all the water out, then you get back in the canoe. But a lot of people make the mistakes. They jump back in the canoe on the right side, then we're over again. So you always got to make a habit when you get back in a canoe, go on your left side, okay? Everybody get back in a boat, and then you're back in the race again. When you are surfing down, usually you're not doing too much paddling. You're trying to steer, get your boat in a good angle to steer on a wave. Sometimes when your boat starts to come down a wave, if you go out, you lose control in your boat. She's either go left or she go right. So you got to be, most time you better off steering. Everybody can steer. That's the best way, okay? You don't want to be reaching out because once your boat starts taking off on a wave, you got to be ready to wherever she's going to run to.
The bottom line is everyone getting in rhythm, like a car engine. It's timing. Timing is putting the blade in the water together and pulling hard together. Coming out of the water together. Posing, dropping your body down and pulling the paddle back. The key is rhythm. Pull hard together. Remember, you have to be adaptable, flexible, and open to change. Every wave is different. So is every crew member and every canoe. But you can all learn to work together and paddle as one.
As the sport of Hawaiian outrigger canoe paddling moves into the 21st century, with thousands of new paddlers and international competition, it takes with it the culture and tradition of Hawaii and the heart and soul of Napi Napoleon.